1043. I am close to the home of the Fungus Keeper. He will give me much for my soil. And they say he is a dangerous one, but I am not afraid. I took this soil from the Corpse Hill. I am sure he will be happy. A blunt clap of leather-bound papers filled the trader's shelter, before being eaten by rushing winds as the dog-eared journal closed. A chewed pencil found its home behind a burned left ear, only to be buried under a dirty brown hat. The trader slumped against the tall, smooth rock in their cabinet seat. A pair of mangled hands disappeared into careworn pockets to feel and finger at the loose soil inside. A quiet, coughing laughter followed. Time moves differently in the wastes. For those that can still perceive time, they will find it to scurry about erratically. 1 minute may be longer than the last, or shorter. The sun may hide behind a hill the moment your eye is near it, as if it were alive and afraid. Perhaps the dust storm that wailed against that colossal stone would have otherwise been a breeze. But alas, it was a gale. The trader took a short, fat, hand-rolled cigarette from their sleeve and clutched it between their teeth, for they had no lips to hold it. The putrid black smoke that poured slowly from their slitted nostrils seemed to calm even the winds. Their roar became a muted whisper. The trader stood and turned to lift the box on which they had sat, slinging its thick leather straps over their broad, muscled, disproportionate shoulders. The dry earth cracked beneath the trader's heavy boots as they made their way towards a fuzzy shape in the distant reddish clay. Their march was slow by the standards of you or I, but a ripping pace to many from their time. Indeed, many in the wastes moved little at all. One unsteady step drew a wheeze from the earth below, giving the trader pause to look down. A sunburned, hairless, emaciated figure was lying half buried in the dry mud, their eyes missing, or simply shriveled beyond recognition. A coarse chuckle stumbled from between the trader's teeth, draped in a thick puff of smog. The mudman turned his head toward the trader, an action which seemed to him a Herculean task, and wheezed incomprehensibly. The trader replied by ripping one final, deep drag from the poisonous wad of substances unknown, and flicking the butt down onto the mudman's chest. The sun did not move. It seemed to be watching the trader, waiting for something, anything to happen in this most barren corner of the world. The trader glanced at it through the corner of their narrow eye and wished that they could spit on it. The trader's boots landed, one after the other, 1 dog's length from the Fungus Keeper's door. The building in front of them was unusually large for a wooden hut, and covered in mycelial growths. The cut stalks of overfed mushrooms dotted the cladding like pox scars, and the smell of wood rot hung heavy on the otherwise dry air. The trader knew better than to knock. It was not long before the crusted door creaked slowly open, a pair of wide, shiny eyes peering out from the darkness. A single, old, withered hand lunged out with serpentine aggression, its palm open and upturned. The trader produced a single handful of soil from their right pocket and poured it slowly into the fungus keeper's pleading palm. A shrill giggle pierced the air as the door closed once more. The sounds of scuttling, like a rat in the pantry, could be heard from deeper within. The trader seldom moved, only turning their head first left, then right, to ensure they had not been followed. The door creaked open again, and the scene from mere moments ago was reenacted, only this time the fungus keeper's hand was not empty. Instead, a stuffed burlap sack that smelt of earth and water dangled from his frail grip. The trader took the sack and gave a shallow nod, the door having slammed shut before their head could return to level. The trader took the cabinet from their back, unlocked it, and placed the sack inside. They reached once more for the straps, but hesitated. The trader stood straight, and instead fished their journal from their coat and plucked their pencil from their ear. 1044. I have taken a sack of mushrooms, plump and ripe. The rusty mother will give me good things for this. The trader grinned a lipless grin, donned their precious wooden box, and turned into the empty wastes.